What you're about to see is an absolute game changer. What's up, everybody? On today's episode of Boat Restoration by Ben, all progress has halted on the 2000 Pursuit 3400 because we are completely snowed in Maryland. 10 inches of snow, 24 hours, and thankfully the Pursuit is 100% covered. Who'd have thought? Putting the boat away for winter storage was not in my plans, but thankfully it's wrapped and protected. Look at it. We got all sorts of snow on the ground. Boats shrink wrapped, covered, vans covered, snow plows. It's actually the first time I've been able to run my truck. We got most of the roads cleared up by now, but it's still a snowy mess. And let me take you over here to the boatyard, right outside of where the boat is actually sitting for service work. And it is still an absolute mess. I mean, things are starting to melt, but we've got snow all over the ground. I know the guys were out here the other day moving snow. Bouncing snow off of shrink wrap. But yeah, it is simply just a snowy mess right now. And Maryland has not gotten snow like this in three and a half years or so. Look at that, there's a brand new Tiara that's just covered in snow. Ice on the water. Check out this overhead shot I took of the entire boatyard. Anyway, we'll get back underneath the shrink wrap here in a little bit and check in to see if there's any progress going on. What? It's gray. Don't get too excited though. This is simply just gray primer. So, you still don't know what color the boat is. But Jose has sprayed the entire hull with primer. Everything's taped. We got our little taped ceiling. Paint's kicking. Walk around to the back side here. This hull side is all sprayed as well. Our tent has worked wonders. You see our little engine intake vent there. Even inside the intake vent, everything's been sprayed. Ground's even gray too. Huh, imagine that. And even the transom. Jose spent a lot of time on the transom actually cleaning it up, smoothing it out, making it a nice base surface. And it actually looks really good. And then that's where my scuppers will go. And check these out. Take a look, a couple photos. Oh, we got a little water action in the tent. It rained today. That's all right. Anyway, check check these out. So we 3D printed my scuppers. We weren't sure what we'd do here because these were custom fiberglass built custom scuppers. They're basically gutters because there's such a big gap inside the transom there between the deck and the back wall here of the boat. They're basically like gutters that run through, and there were 2 press fit fiberglass fittings that were made from the factory. Those have been broken up and are nasty. So we actually found and got the design files from Tiara and sent it off. Had a 3D printer print new scuppers, which you guys can see right here. There's a picture of the old one right next to it as well. But 3D printed them. They fit well. We're gonna print another set that are more, that's a thicker plastic, more durable, better material for sun and water and all that. And that's what we're gonna use. We're gonna use 3D printed scuppers for the transom of the boat, which is pretty cool. Because otherwise we'd have to have built a mold and pre-mold those scuppers, and that was gonna be a lot of work. So this is actually the more financially conscious and easier option to do. So we'll have some new molded scuppers, and hasn't quite kicked fully yet, but gray, huh? Wonder what the final color will be. Well, here she is, all covered in snow. I think I hear the heater ripping inside. Oh yeah, it is nice and warm in here. I'll step in. Yep, we got a couple pro painters. I think we're waiting for a heavy duty diesel heater, but this has been sitting like this for a little while now, and look, we got ice and water dripping down on our coverage. But this is prime. This is not the whole color. This is just the primer, and as you can see, the guys are going through and making a couple touch-ups on the hull where there were spots, low, high spots, whatever it might be. So adding a little extra filler. You can see all those through hull holes are exposed, and then they did a little more sanding work, it looks like. Oh look, I still got some G10 from when I added the hull patch. That was right up there. But anyway, primed, resanded, a little more filler material. Same thing on this side. We got heaters ripping everywhere. It is 22 degrees outside. You can see the snow. That is snow up there on top of the tarp. Thank God we had the tarp, or else this would be a mess. And then come over here. You can see the top sides. Top sides look rough. They are dusty, gray. That green boot stripe with the yellow and Old Pursuit logo are gonna go away. Same thing on this side, just primed. But paint, I'm told, is going to happen. And I've been saying that for a little while now, but this is taking a lot longer than anticipated. At first I told you guys when I brought it here in October that it would be done before the end of the year. Well, that did not happen. It is January 7th, I believe, and the boat's still sitting here. Not anyone's fault. It's just it's taken a lot longer than initially anticipated, especially with all the repairs that needed to be made to the hull side. So, part 4 of this video now of the repair, which is fine, but this is what it takes. A lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of money. I just can't believe that it'll finally be done, and it'll probably be done right in the middle of winter, and it'll need to be launched and go back to its slip, which is fine. I'll leave everything winterized but the engines. I'll probably put antifreeze back in the strainers so the strainers don't freeze. I can show you guys that in a later video, but this is what I got right now. Still waiting on paint, primer, filler to finish up, and then paint the boat. What's up, everybody? On today's episode of Boat Restoration by Ben, all progress has halted on the 2000 Pursuit 3400 because we are completely snowed in Maryland. 10 inches of snow, 24 hours, and thankfully the Pursuit is 100% covered. Who'd have thought? Putting the boat away for winter storage was not in my plans, but thankfully it's wrapped and protected. Look at it. We got all sorts of snow on the ground. Boats shrink wrapped, covered, vans covered, snow plows. It's actually the first time I've been able to run my truck. We got most of the roads cleared up by now, but it's still a snowy mess. And let me take you over here to the boat yard, right outside of where the boat is actually sitting for service work. And it is still an absolute mess. I mean, things are starting to melt, but we've got snow all over the ground. I know the guys were out here the other day moving snow. Bouncing snow off of shrink wrap. But yeah, it is simply just a snowy mess right now. And Maryland has not gotten snow like this in three and a half years or so. Look at that, there's a brand new Tiara that's just covered in snow. Ice on the water. Check out this overhead shot I took of the entire boat yard. Yeah, look at all that. And I showed you guys in the drone footage, but shout out to North Point Yacht Services. These are the guys that are doing all of the work on the boat. This is where the boat's currently stored. If you guys have any boat needs, like this kind of work, services, engine work, outboards, inboards, whatever it might be, these guys are the ones you need to talk to. So shoot me an email. Happy to put you in touch with them. There she sits in all of her glory. Other boats. Whoop. I just had some snow fall off of it. We got this big old diesel heater, cut a hole in the shrink wrap, and we're able to heat this entire area. So for right now, all the primer, and yes, this is primer, you guys saw it, has been refilled and then resanded. So the whole surface is prepped. And I know I've been egging you guys on. We have not officially painted it yet, but we had to get this perfect before we went ahead and sprayed paint, and we were waiting for that diesel heater to show up. So now we have the diesel heater. We can heat this entire big blob to 50 degrees or something like that, 60 degrees, to make it a good environment to paint. But yeah, it is all sanded and ready to go. I mean, that looks really good. We still got some green poking through there, but this is what we're looking for. We definitely needed this surface to be prepped perfectly before we spray the rest of the boat. And don't worry, so the bottom paint's brand new. We're gonna come back after it's done being painted. We get the boot stripe set and all that. We'll come back through and repaint the bottom paint line up to where it was. You can kind of see exactly right there where that line was, where we raised the water line. So this is the final step of prep before painting actually occurs. It looks like you resprayed some primer right there for a spot that was probably burned through a little bit too much with a sander. I think, let me close this back up. I think my tuna door is sprayed right in here. So we got the tuna door setting up with the official paint color. So we got some purples, some blues. Looks pretty good. And then there's one of the scuppers sitting sprayed as well with the official paint color. So a little bit lighter than the primer. We'll see what this looks like on the whole haul with the boot stripe once it's done. But looking pretty good, Jose. Thank you, sir. You have a good weekend. Well, hot dog, we got heat pumping. Boat is fully sanded. Look at this heat. It is literally, it's like maybe 30 degrees outside. Inside here, because of that big diesel heater, it's got to be 60 or 70 degrees. It feels fantastic. But look at that. We are all sanded and prepped, and I'm told Jose is gonna be spraying today. So we're catching it right before she sprayed. I gotta hop in here and measure a bunch of through haul fittings with my calipers. Gotta reorder new stainless through haul fittings. Oh, check that. There's the thermometer. Yeah, look. 70 degrees. Beautiful. Love it. But anyway, I'm gonna hop up here, measure a bunch of these through haul fittings so I can place an order so they're ready to go after we paint and we're not waiting on me. Oh my gosh. Look at that. That is atrociously dirty, but I'll get it cleaned up in the very near future. Hang in there, old girl. I haven't jumped up here in a long time, but it is just absolutely trashed. Look at that. Oh my gosh, this thing is gonna need a full-fledged makeover. Thankfully, the isinglass has been keeping it fairly clean inside here, but it's still pretty dirty. It's gonna have to all be cleaned up. I have not been on board the boat in a while, so yeah, it looks like he's got a little heater inside here to heat it from the inside out, which is good. I'll make sure that's kicking. Negative. It is not on. Does it need to be on? Did they burn it up? I don't know. I'll check on it later. Alright, I'll get to measuring some through haul fittings. This is what I'm talking about. I gotta go down in here and measure the hoses for the drains and whatnot so I can reorder. Gosh. Thankfully this is all sealed up, or else it would look just like the outside of the boat. Here she is. Another set of days with snow and ice still on the ground. But it's my understanding that the guys did a bunch of cleaning work, and if this hose on the ground, which is probably frozen at this moment because it's 20 degrees out, is any hint, oh, they put a new shrink wrap door on. Nice. And what's going on, I think they did a bunch of cleaning today. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty wet on the ground here. Let's take a peek. Oh yeah. Oh, they've sprayed off and wiped down all sorts of dust. That's huge. Check that out. This was literally gray yesterday. That was filled with green paint dust. Nice. So wow, they cleaned up literally all of this. Let's walk over here. Yeah, look at all the water and whatnot on the ground. Let me pull a light out too. Yeah, I'm standing in water. Wow, yeah, they cleaned all of this up. So they wiped down all the hull sides, sprayed off literally the isinglass and everything up top there. Yep, there's some water dripping down from the side. I'm walking in 2 inches of water. Nice. I think I heard them say they had it up to 75 degrees in here today while they were cleaning. This diesel heater has been game changer. Oh, let's just hop over here real quick. Yeah, they pulled tape off. I measured through hulls the other day, so I got all those ordered. I got brand new stainless metal through hull fittings, so those will all get put back in. I'm gonna pre-cut and drill all the holes before we paint, so I'm not messing up the new paint job. But yeah, okay, she's ready. So that's all I got for right now. Doors sprayed, that was our test, we like it. Scuppers are sprayed, they're holding up to the paint. No problem there. We made our decision to clear coat the whole boat after it's painted. I'll need to see what the plan is for tomorrow on what the guys need me to do for getting those through hulls drilled out so Jose can paint. But it seems like as long as I can get those drilled, then he's good to go. And he may even start spraying, and I'll drill them before the second coat. It's not a big deal as long as they're scuffed. It'll be fine. This is exciting. Well, I showed you guys this on shorts the other day, but these are custom 3D printed scuppers for my boat. Remember those scuppers that are all broken apart, fiberglass? We had to pop them out of the boat in order to paint, and they were already broken up and gross as is. Anyway, we were talking about making custom molds to rebuild the scuppers out of fiberglass, but instead we actually got the design file from Tiara and we're able to 3D print the exact scuppers that came from the factory. So right now we're painting them to make sure the paint doesn't have some weird reaction with the plastic that was used with the 3D printer. But anyway, once this is done and we figure out this is okay to use, we're gonna change the design file and lay in the plastic thicker. These are really thin right now, so there's not a whole lot of material used in them currently, so they're very porous. But when we make that thicker on the 3D printer, they will be legitimate, custom-made, 3D printed scuppers. I don't believe it. I think he's putting on the real color right now. You can hear the fan blowing. Oh yeah, diesel heater's ripping. Jose. Oh yeah.
Hey.
Look at that.
Hey.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Very good. You like it? Good. It's a good color.
Good. Nice.
Is the spray working all right?
That's good too.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll leave you guys be. Have
Yeah.
fun.
Okay.
Wow. All right. That's badass. There's a sneak peek. Oh man, who'd have thought? We'll check it out tomorrow morning when he's done. I cannot believe it. So close. Okay, next morning. Let's see what the end result is the heat's running, but it doesn't sound like. Oh, hang on, guys. Let me close this. Well, dang. Wow. Look at that. That is beautiful. Wow. Well done, Jose. Who'd have thought that this would end up turning out that good? The guys were giving me a hard time. The top sides are now going to look like crap compared to this. I'm going to have to do some work this summer. My gosh. See, look, there's our big heater pumping in. Don't mind that. That's a little leftover dust. Oh man, this is pretty. Really pretty. Heartbeat gray from All Grip is what this product is. The boot stripe is also going to be from All Grip, and so will the clear coat. Every product we've used as far as paint goes, sealer, primer, everything has been All Grip products. So shout out to All Grip. I really appreciate the level of quality that they provide in their paints, as well as insight and information. We seem to have a pretty good relationship with those guys. So I am thrilled. It's a shame this transom is going to get wrapped, but for right now, it is gorgeous. I'm absolutely thrilled. I mean, this is I never thought it would get to this point, but here we are. I really appreciate you guys following along, and for all the input and comments. A few of you said it, but I think I've picked the right boat to put this level of effort into the restoration. Pretty freaking cool, and I'm so glad I used professionals for this cosmetic fiberglass construction, repair, and paint job. Again, guys, reach out if you ever want this kind of work done. I can get you hooked up here at North Point Yacht Sales and Services, and this is the kind of quality that we're going after. See, here you go. There it is on the shirt. North Point Yacht Sales and Services. I'll put the link to our website in this video, and shout out to my service manager. All right, what I'm about to show you is really special, and don't let anybody tell you you can't paint in 20-degree weather. Thanks to the heat wagon. But holy orange. That. Wow. That is international orange. Through and through. Oh my gosh, let's come over here. Oh, what have I done? What in the world have I done? Yeah, that's orange. What can I say? Trying to be flashy. I'd say that's flashy. Something different. Heartbeat gray hull with an international orange all grip boot stripe. It'll look better when I pull the wrap off. Boom. Oh, there it is, everybody. Yes, the boot stripe is orange. And it looks tough. Bottom paint's gonna be black. That looks phenomenal. It's like a brand new boat. Got a couple touch-ups happening on the port side. We're gonna do a reverse tape line here, right at the gray, and then paint just a little bit into the gray and then black down. Some more inner protect there. So that's all sealed off properly. That's it. Heartbeat gray with international orange from All Grip. And it turned out way better than I had ever expected. Check this. Check this out back here. Have the heater ripping. And that is money. Beautiful. How that turned out. You can see the old green there. No more green. Gray with an orange accent, 3 inches wide. Not quite like Bad Company fishing, but it's a little bit of our own take on a gray orange accent. Whew. I'm thrilled. All right, we just got a few things to finish up here. Through hole fittings in the side. The guys are gonna tape this. We'll paint the bottom paint. We gotta jump the blocks and stands on the bottom so we can touch up those bottom spots. I need to rebuild my hydraulic trim tab cylinders. So a few things to do before we're fully all said and done, but Goose's Island is repainted. I need to get the transom wrapped too before the boat goes back in the water, but we gotta hustle. There's not a whole lot of time left for this thing to be on the hard and lots to do.